Hey everyone and welcome back to my channel. Let's take a look at what's in store today.
Wield untold power in Crucible of Justice. Ho Wanderer, since our last content update, players have searched through the Devouring Mist, gained new legendary items, and reaped a plenty in the Temptation's End Phantom Market. Our third major update of the year introduces the next chapter of the main questline, Crucible of Justice, Vanguard co-op mode, new legendary gems, and much more. The shattered Worldstone shards mar your body and mind, leaving you unable to wield the Archangel Tyrael's sword Eldruin. Steel yourself and prepare your most stalwart allies to face challenges in the new Vanguard co-op mode. Gain incredible power from felling vile monsters to fight for your very soul before Diablo's return in Crucible of Justice. Let's take a look at Vanguard co-op mode. Hellish power ripe for the taking. New tools are at your disposal to help you rise to the challenge ahead. Vanguard boasts mode-specific skills that will kick your character's build up a notch. These skills can be acquired from various Vanguard charms which are earned on successful Vanguard runs. There are 4 different categories of Vanguard skills, with 2 skills in each category. Note that the skill values listed are based on a character with 35,000 combat rating and 10,000 resonance. Percentage values and durations of these skills will not vary based off combat rating or resonance levels. So I'm not really sure why they said that if it's based on high resonance and that doesn't change it, but there we go. So might skills focus on offense and helping allies deal maximum damage. Valor's Call upon inner strength to empower yourself and nearby allies and their summons, increasing critical hit chance by 27% for 8 seconds. Broadside, arm and empower yourself and nearby allies for 20 seconds, during which primary attacks fire additional piercing attacks that deal 51,627 damage. Defense skills focus on helping everyone take less damage. Aegis Defense, grant yourself and nearby allies a shield that absorbs 185,859 damage for 8 seconds. Martyr, selflessly bind yourself to nearby allies for 8 seconds, taking 27% of the damage they receive. So these skills look pretty interesting, and obviously they are specific to this game mode, and these charms cannot be used in other modes within Diablo Immortal, just within Vanguard co-op. Heal skills focus on replenishing the team's life. Healing Field, conjure a healing field for 8 seconds that continuously heals all allies and their summons whilst they remain within 15,488 life per second. Mending Orb, conjure a mending orb for 8 seconds that tracks and follows allies, healing them and their summons for 15,488 life per second and while nearby the orb. Bane skills focus on debilitating and debuffing enemies. Warp Strike, cool a Warp Strike down on a target area, dealing 51,627 damage up to 12 enemies and reducing their attack and movement speed by 27% for 8 seconds. Blight Orb, conjure a Blight Orb for 8 seconds that tracks and follows enemies, increasing the damage they take by 27% while near the orb. Powerful Vanguard Charms, fight through the Vanguard to successfully earn Vanguard charms which provide new skills or can be used to upgrade other Vanguard charms. These charms can be upgraded to a maximum level of 20. Upgrading these skills initially increases the number of affixes on the skill and eventually improves the quality and potency of those given affixes. So there's an example here as well of what these charms will look like, and they kind of look like normal charms that we get for our normal skills, but obviously these are specific to just the Vanguard mode, so you will only be able to use these within Vanguard. Vanguard charms can also be broken down into shards, which can then be used to upgrade any Vanguard charm. Note that Vanguard charms only function within Vanguard, as I've just mentioned. New Helicry affixes. New Helicry affixes put the formidable sweeping attacks traditionally wielded by Helicry bosses in your hand. These affixes can be found on offhand and mainhand items that you'll receive as rewards for completing Vanguard runs on its highest 2 difficulty tiers. Helicry affixes can be used anywhere in Sanctuary, so these are not just specific to the Vanguard co-op mode. There are 3 powerful affixes to earn from Vanguard. For each of the following affixes during your ultimate, each primary attack has a 10% chance to trigger a boss skill when hitting an enemy. So the first one is Twofold Barrage. Unleash the power of Ischia Twofold Rebirth, releasing a barrage of projectiles that deals damage to the enemies. Deluge Maelstrom. Unleash the power of Yamnal or Deluge, conjuring a massive whirlpool that pulls in nearby enemies. When the whirlpool dissipates, it bursts, dealing damage to all nearby enemies. Flame Spun Eruption. Unleash the power of Lasalle the Flame Spun, gathering immense strength before slamming the ground, dealing damage to all nearby enemies and shattering their armor, increasing the damage they take by 30% for 8 seconds. So there are some bits of information from this patch note that I'm not mentioning, and that is because it's already been mentioned in my last video last week. So the first thing is about the modified drop table. So that obviously starts on September the 11th at 2:59 a.m, but I think that should actually say 3 a.m. There's also going to be a legendary gem trial. So if you want to try out the new wolf hilts, I think again this time on here is wrong. It should be September 11th at 3 a.m. until October 2nd at 2:59 a.m. So there's a couple of mistakes there with the timing. But yeah, you will be able to try this out by going to the marketplace and you can test this gem. It doesn't work in competitive instances, so this doesn't work in PvP like Battleground or anything like that. You won't be able to see what that gem is like, but you will be able to try it in open world. We have a limited time event, Festival of the Ancient Moon. While defeated demonic forces lick their wounds and gather strength for a future assault, the people of Sanctuary have reaped their fields before the winter's chill. Take care and share in the good cheer of this bounty. The Festival of the Ancient Moon celebrates the heart and tidings of the Mid-Autumn Festival. Earn aspirants' keys by completing daily tasks to earn even more glorious rewards from Ibn Fard's Sanctum. So this event starts on September 13th until September 27th. Weekly tasks include leveling runes, participating in the Rite of Cleansing, and more. To earn Telluric Pearls, set items, legendary items, and more. So pretty cool rewards from that, and definitely worth taking part in this event and completing the tasks that it gives you. You can also earn rare crests and moonright flora. New chapters of the hero's journey await. Tales are often enjoyed with the wisdom of experience and sage knowledge of hindsight. Bask in the joy of these tales with chapters of the hero's journey. So there's going to be some new chapters added to Hero's Journey. I think at the moment we have up to 4, and there's going to be chapter 5 and 6 added. You will not be able to make progress towards activities in the next chapter without having completed the previous chapter. Carve your way through tasks featuring some of the Diablo Immortal's newest additions while earning handy rewards and the Exalted Expedition Portal cosmetic. Now there isn't an example of this portal cosmetic, but that's something that's new to the hero's journey. So hopefully it will be something that looks quite cool. So chapter 5, you get 30 aspirant keys, 900 hilts, 1 bound legendary crest, and 50,000 gold. And then also chapter 6, you get 36 aspirant keys, 900 hilts, 1 bound legendary crest, and the Exalted Expedition Portal cosmetic. They've also changed one of the tasks in chapter 2 so that you don't have to catch a legendary fish. You can actually instead just catch 1 rare fish, because the legendary fish was taking people quite a lot of time. The other limited time event is Toil of Virtue. So to seek justice in a perilous land is to walk the knife's edge. Stray too far either side and meet your peril, but this is your destined road. So this starts at September the 11th, 3 a.m. until September 25th, and again that is meant to say 2:59 a.m. There are going to be a list of challenges that will earn you champions commendations, which can be completed multiple times with no limit on task completions. You can earn 1,200 champions commendations each week and exchange these for rewards throughout the event. So the rewards are Telluric Pearl, bound legendary crest, legendary items, enchanted dust, scrap materials, and 2,000 gold. There's also a second list of challenges for that. There's going to be changes to Prodigy's Path. So the new Prodigy's Path will land on the 12th of September, and this unlocks when players reach Paragon level 140. Once the seasonal Prodigy's Path has been purchased, if any unclaimed items, they will go to your mail within 14 days after the season ends, which I think that isn't a change. I'm pretty sure it's been like that for some time now, because obviously it's something that you've actually purchased. We have some returning events coming back to games. So we've got Trial of the Hordes. We've got Infernal Knowledge limited time event. So this is one with some different rewards to earn. So that starts on September 14th. And you can see here 3 tasks, 1 randomly legendary item, 5 tasks, 3 red crests, 8 tasks, 1 Telluric Pearl, and 10 tasks is 1 legendary crest. So again, worth doing mainly for the Pearl and the legendary crests there as well. We'll also see a return of Fractured Plane, Conqueror, Hungering Moon as well, so some nice easy rewards from these. So there is also some feature updates, so new Tales of Sanctuary in the Adventurer's Chronicle. A new tab for Tales of Sanctuary has been added to the Adventurer's Chronicle. These are longer multi-part stories which breathe life into the squalid splendour of Sanctuary. While obtaining a readable item, selecting its banner will immediately open the item to be read if unlock conditions are met. If you have yet to unlock these contents, it will be added to Adventurer Chronicle in Deck Arcane's workshop. We also implemented a new hint system in the Adventurers Chronicle. If a journal, book, letter, or note is available, visiting the Tales tab in Adventurers Chronicle can provide a hint for the location of the missing story. So that'll make it a lot easier for everyone to find those stories. Abyssal Verge changes. We've made a few changes within the Abyssal Verge to make the mode more approachable. Abyssal Verge will drop the daily limited small gems when playing in a 4-player party, and the boss's final location will now be marked on the map, who also spawns much earlier in the mode. Additionally, footsteps will appear directing you towards the final boss location. So that is a really good and really needed update for Abyssal Verge. I'm actually quite happy with that. Didn't mean to highlight that bit, but yeah, really good change there. There's also changes coming for Castle Ereban. So they're changing the difficulty on party size. So instead of it being 2 times difficulty for 2 person, it's going to be 1.6. 3 times difficulty will be changed to 2.2, and 4-player difficulty will be changed to 2.8 difficulty. Just to make it easier, I'm guessing to defeat the monsters and mobs on your way out, because sometimes if you are with lower resonance and lower combat rating players, it can be a lot more difficult to actually clear those mobs. There's also some changes to familiar system. So we're introducing several updates to the familiar system. The goal is to improve the overall system to make it easier to use and understand. The first part of those improvements focuses on improving mission guidance, leveling up familiars, end pact, melding, and other daily tasks within the familiar system. So empowering familiars has been adjusted to allow all familiars that have not yet reached level 30 to be upgraded simultaneously. So basically you can select 10 familiars that are level 0 or 1, whatever they start off at, and upgrade them all in one go. Ending Pacts now has the option to provide a conversion stone shard. So the conversion stone shards can be combined to a conversion stone as well. So I think that's actually quite a good update there for familiars. All of that seems pretty good. A new option has also been added to familiar melding, which lets you directly use conversion stones to increase the number of rare skills on that familiar. And you can also see your familiar on the main character select screen, which is super cute. I think that has been like, I kind of expected that to happen when they added familiars to the game, but I think that's pretty sweet. There's also changes to challenge rifts. So we're making several changes to challenge rifts. Upon completing a challenge rift, a blacksmith will now spawn at the exit portal. You can skip up to 10 levels at once when completing a challenge rift, depending on how fast you completed it. Combat rating requirements are now displayed on the UI when entering the challenge rift, so you know how difficult the monsters will be when entering. On selecting the challenge rift, we've now included buttons on both sides of the selected rift to quickly toggle between the next available challenge rift or one of the lower levels. Fabled Wisps can now stack up to 9,999, and Random Dungeon Finder matchmaking changes. So when using the matchmaking of Random Dungeon Finder, you can now vote to remove a member of your party before inactivity is detected. Initiating a vote requires you to select a reason as to why the party member is being removed, and if all players vote in agreement, that the member will then be removed. Each player is able to start a vote every 30 seconds. If someone is voting a third time in a single duration instance, the cooldown will be increased to 1 minute. Voting to remove a member from your party will not prevent the loss of the final 4-player chest. So you will still lose that chest. So it's kind of like, you know, you're almost better leaving the inactive person in there. It's just annoying because they obviously do it to kind of leech off of the people that are actually doing the dungeon. But yeah, I guess that's a good change because anyone can initiate that kick system and it isn't just down to the party leader. Weekly Battle Pass points update. Battle Pass points earned towards completing the Battle Pass will now have a rolling cap that increases by 2,400 each week. Previously, if you were unable to earn all your Battle Pass points within a given week, you would permanently lose the ability to earn those points. So for example, if week 1 of the Battle Pass ends and you were only able to earn 2,000 of the 2,400 points, during week 2 your cap will increase and you will have 2,000 of the 4,800 total Battle Pass points available to earn. Don't think that is written correctly there, but there we go. Changes to Fading Embers in Elder Rifts. So Elder Rifts now grant 10 Fading Embers, increased from 8. Crests continue to grant 1 Fading Ember towards the bonus Fading Ember cap. Once you've earned all 150 bonus Fading Embers from using crests, the 1 Fading Ember per crest used will contribute towards the base Fading Ember cap. So the cap still remains the same, but this change basically in a group of 4 players, if you all use 10 crests, you can now cap your Fading Embers after completing 8 Elder Rifts instead of what previously took 35 runs to complete. So that just makes it a lot easier to basically complete your cap for Elder Rifts for those Fading Embers. Hilt's Trader in Westmarch changes. We've updated the Hilt Trader in Westmarch to offer some merchandise on a weekly cadence instead of daily. We've also removed the requirement to Hell 1 difficulty to unlock purchase certain materials. So there's not going to be any locks on it anymore. You can purchase it at any level. So each week, these items are basically going to be offered in a larger quantity, but it will still be the same as if you were to buy them daily. So 14 rare crests, 35 aspirant keys, 15 stacks of reinforced scrap material, and 15 stacks of beguiling dust. For mortals, there's going to be 14 sigils of dominance and 7 rare crests. So basically you can purchase them all in one go instead of waiting daily. There's also going to be some changes to the elite quests. So all elite quests are now viewable at Tate and now display the requirements to unlock. And it'll basically be much easier to look at what those elite quests are and to find those elite quests as well. Clan leaders can now change the name of their clan at the cost of 1,500 platinum. To prevent overuse, there is a 7-day cooldown period after the name change before another one can be purchased. So that makes it better for clans that need to change their name for whatever reason. Bounties party finding pop-up. So the pop-up is going to be removed from the bounty board, so you basically won't get that pop-up immediately and you can add it yourself if you want to. Returning players will receive a free boost to level 60. You'll be able to access this boost through the Return to Sanctuary event between levels 20 and 60. So this is quite good to boost people that have been out of the game for a while or maybe played for a while and decided the game wasn't quite for them. Currency description pop-ups when trading with a merchant. You can now select the different currencies listed in the top bar. Battleground damage reduction changes. The damage reduction in Battlegrounds and Rite of Exile has been increased from 30% to 40%. We've heard community feedback that many players deal too much damage and can often kill other players instantly in Battlegrounds. This adjustment is aimed to make duels last longer. So I'll believe that when I see it. Like I've said before, I don't always trust this kind of information because I got insta-killed recently in Alley of Blood, and I actually have an example of that here for you now. So as that was fast, we're going to watch it again in slow motion here. And this is a barbarian skill, killing me after, the barbarian was nowhere near. So super annoying. But that is it from me with this video today. I hope you found this helpful. Let me know what you're most excited about. Unfortunately, there was not any update on the new dungeon or zone or anything like that in this notes. So hopefully we'll see more information on that soon. But for now, that's it from me. Thanks for watching and have a great day.